Hey guys, Joyful Gamer here, and today we are doing part 3 of What If Deku Was Adopted by Lara Croft. So of course, anyway, let's start, because right now I kind of forgot to do a What If for this weekend, sorry. But anyways, let's start with part 3. So last time, where we last left off, of course, everything went the same as canon for the game of the Survivor timeline, and basically everyone got home, but the only difference here is that instead of like telling her experience of what she experienced in the island, basically the news reporter, she just told the news reporters that everything happened. Sadly there was a few incidents because of the unstable territory, and they did lose a few lives there, and also because of the storm with very few survivors on it. And of course, she just kind of minimizes the explanation to like, and during the explanation of the interview, she does get miniature like horror flashbacks, like like PTSD flashbacks. Izuku there just trying to just listening to music on the back stage, and pretty much she just tells like her findings about like the from like Japan's history about Himiko, like the first queen of Japan, Himiko, and stuff like that, and about like the little like so-called legend about being giving her power, like saying powers that she of course plays says that she's still skeptical about, quote unquote, but of course she says, but we're in a world living with powers or quirks, however people call it nowadays. So I would say there's still a possibility somehow. She laughs it off, but she knows what both of them saw. Of course, some of the people that went through that like experience still try to forget it, but are trying to act strong. They still are traumatized, and they go to see like therapists, and they say what they see, even though they don't care if they think they're crazy or anything. They just want to say it out. So basically, yeah. Well, of course, then the person that's interviewing them saying, "Oh, and Miss Croft, I want to ask you, may you sign this book, please?" Because basically, the you know the Tomb Raider series, yes, the book that she called the Tomb Raider series has now been extremely popular. It's become really popular very fast and very quickly. And of course, Lara Croft saying, sure, here." And of course, she literally writes down like the autograph, and she says, "My favorite." I just and pretty much so yeah. So basically, she just says, "I wish both could sentence Samantha and Alex would have been together. Sadly, they will never. But at least now we know that they are both going their separate ways." So basically, they both pretty much in this book, instead of Alex dying, Samantha was able to save him just in time with a bit of a few close calls, and basically they both pretty much went their separate ways, but didn't end up together. Of course, some of the fan base was actually hating this and was angry that Lara Croft did this, but some of them understand because they have to get through some things. With then pretty much saying, yeah, I really wish so too, but just something tells me that it wouldn't be possible at that time. So I felt like just putting them their own two different adventures. Of course, pretty much the interview says yes, and we hope one day this amazing trilogy becomes an incredible movie or game, even, with Laura saying, "Yeah, I don't know. I just have to write stories, but I, I guess I just have to wait." With pretty much the person that's interviewing them saying, "Oh, before one last question, but if you don't mind me asking, where did you come with the ideas of Legends of Japan? All of this? Where did this come from?" With instantly, for a few seconds there, which felt like a whole hour for Laura and Izuku, because he actually kind of heard it because the music kind of stopped there, like with his headphones. They both had like a bit of PTSD flashbacks about the Oni, them like having to kill people and like seeing Alex die in front of them, they both kind of shuddered a bit, but no one noticed. And she says, and pretty much Lara just says, really just inspiration from the expeditions we had, and for there were some people that sadly didn't make it because of the unstable. We didn't know that some of the expedition places were unstable, sadly. So some of them are written in this book as a way of keeping them alive in the memory. Yes, they may have passed over to the other side, but they're still alive in this book here. With pretty much people understanding that some of the people didn't actually survive because of some unforeseen consequences and things that were out of their control. Some of them still hated, like, were mad at Lara and the expedition people, but some of them understood that there's things that you can't understand, and like you can't like control, and things happen really quickly. And pretty much, so yeah, with her saying, "Wow, maybe in your next expedition you may have something incredible to happen." With pretty much Lara just smiling, saying, "Yes, probably." But anyways, I have to go now. Bye. And I hope all of you enjoy the book too. In my maybe in my next expedition, it might be interesting though. With pretty much the, of course, uh, pretty much the woman says, "Yes, it is incredible story, amazing adventure." And pretty much there was like a poster behind the two pretty much of the interview, because of like the novel has the same picture of like the kind of, imagine it like the Tomb Raider thing picture of Lara Croft, like from the 2013 game or whatever year it was. Basically it's that, but instead of Lara it's like uh it's pretty much kind of it's someone else but the same thing, you know what I mean? So basically, yeah. And pretty much she says, anyone, if anyone is interested in reading this book, you can find this in the website or also order it in full cover. And it is an incredible story. You should watch it. Watch it. You should read it. Sorry, I messed up there. But basically, yes, the whole interview is ended, and also pretty much the story is very famous. It's really successful. So pretty much she has her own, pretty much her own way of getting money. So yeah. And basically, both Izuku and Laura go with one of the butler. I forgot his name. Basically, Izuku saying, to be honest, even though it's a big success, it feels wrong. With Clara saying, yeah, I know. I feel like we're we're using others people's lives as our own way of living. It feels wrong. Izuku saying, yeah, it does, but to be honest, we didn't expect it to be this popular, really. What we went through on the island. Of course, the butler says, "Young Master Izuku, Miss Croft, I understand that it sounds preposterous that what you went through, but I know you two are not lying." With pretty much, I don't know the butler's name, but basically it shows like it says his quirk is. It's kind of, remember I forgot one of the people, but basically, um, one of the people that Toshinori, also known as All Might, basically has a friend that can that has a quirk that can tell if they're saying the truth or just lying. So basically, it's the same thing as him. Basically, it's just able to see if they're telling the truth or a lie. And because of this, that what they said, pretty much they told the whole story of what happened, pretty much saying that there's no lie whatsoever of what they said, that they went through the island. And basically the butler was horrified, and knowing that his quirk is pretty much able to, is like extremely trustworthy, like it's really good, it doesn't like falter or anything. Basically knowing that they're both telling the truth and saying that, I truly am sorry of what you two people went through, you and the others went through. Part of me wishes that I would have stopped you, but with, of course, Lara saying, yeah, part of me does too. But Izuku says, but if you did, there wouldn't be anyone here today, would they? With pretty much the butler looks in the mirror, rearview mirror on the front, saying, and looking at Izuku with the eyes of like determination, and just says, "You are right, young master Izuku. You are very much correct. If I had stopped you, you wouldn't have saved the others, and no one would have been here to tell such a story. But also, Miss Croft, you must understand that by telling a story, you are making the memory of the people you cared about on that journey, the people that you know about on that journey, live a longer tale, more than longer of a memory, for years to come, so they will not be forgotten. Of course, it may be fiction to others, and some of them might not know what everyone else went through on that island. But trust me when I say, the ones that went through there, that know what it means to die a nearly or near death experience on that island, they will know of what the message you're trying to take out. They will understand, young miss. So please do not feel guilty. And also you're in a way you're bringing closure to the family, as if you think about it. Oh, sorry. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. Just ignore where that happened. But basically, yes. After that, they go back. Oh, I forgot to say it. Like a month passed after that incident. I forgot to say that. But basically, a month after that passes, and of course, they get home to like where pretty much, of course, Izuku is of course living with both Sam and Laura. So basically, yeah, everything's fine and dandy until Izuku says, "Wait, where's Sam?" With then pretty much Laura getting a call, and wait, hold up. With then of course getting a call from a hospital saying that Sam has suffered from an overdose. With Laura saying, "Why?" Of course, them saying maybe it's probably from an attempted suicide, a result of some sort of trauma. We don't know. Would you, with Laura saying, "Yes, I do, and we're going through therapy, but I don't think it's helping her. Do you have any suggestions?" With the hospital saying, "We don't know, but we'll probably come up with something later on. So may you," with Laura saying, "Yes, I'll be there in a few." With then pretty much Izuku coming back saying, "Oh, did you who called?" With Laura saying, "The hospital did. I'll be at the hospital, staying there for a while until Sam wakes up, and I'll call you to go to the hospital. For now, you should probably work on your studies, and also your as much as your normal life too. Remember, Izuku." That Izuku says, "Yes, Mom, I remember. Even though I may have some night terrors or whatever it's called during for what happened at the time, it won't affect me. I know that because we're still here. It may plague my mind and the others of night terrors, but I'll just have to push through it." With Lara just smiling and just hugging him, saying, "That's my boy." With Izuku saying, "Well, of course I'm your son. Not biologically though, but still, I'm your son." With Laura just like chuckling, saying, "Yes, you are. But now I'll be going to get your Aunt Sam and see what's wrong. I'll be back. So remember, be careful." Yuzuku saying, "I will, Mom. Don't worry. But also you should be careful too, because for some reason every corner trouble follows you." With Laura just sighing, saying, "Oh, don't remind me." And Izuku jokingly says, "I don't know if you're to be honest, I don't know if your quirk is actually just is like different, like I forgot what it's called, but like pretty much like his pretty much her quirk is pretty much two quirks. She has two quirks. One basically where she can I don't remember if I said it, but basically her quirk is like pretty much you know, like kind of like night vision and like thermal heat mode, like when you see like the heat of someone, basically like that. When she can change like things on her eyes to like for to like comfort in like night vision or anything like that. And also the second one is pretty much mapping. It's like a quirk where to tell accurately tell where you are on the map, you know. Yes, I'm using some things of the game in this what if, so if you hate me, I don't care. It's my what if, remember? It's my story. But anyways, let's continue. Of course, she goes to the to the hospital and sees that Sam is still unconscious. So she just sits there and waits. And then, of course, minutes turn into sorry, seconds turn into minutes, and minutes turn into hours, and until it's midnight. Well, then pretty much after Sam, of course, wakes up, pretty much Sam just wakes up screaming, saying, like having a heart attack, like, you know, not heart attack, but hyperventilating. There it is. For some reason I thought heart attack, but basically she was hyperventilating. With pretty much Laura just waking up, saying, "Sam, are you okay?" Pretty much worried about her. With pretty much Sam just looking around, and she sees Laura, and she is the amount of relief in her eyes that even that Laura can notice is like it's worrying, you know? With pretty much Sam holds the hands of Laura, saying, "Laura, I think Himiko was somewhat successful in transferring some of her soul into my body, and I don't know. I see her everywhere. I in the mirrors, in the windows, and the reflections of whatever it is. I still see her." And pretty much, of course, tears start coming down. With Laura worried, and she says, "Are you sure? I but I killed her body. How is it possible?" With pretty much Sam saying, "I don't know, but please help me. She's starting to take over my body. I don't know what to do. It's like I'm starting to turn to someone else that I'm not, and I don't know what to do." With pretty much she starts shaking violently, and she just like hugs, like kind of like, you know, like curls up into like a fetal position, like scared, frightened that that something's gonna happen. With Laura just hugging her, saying, "Don't worry, I promise. I'll find a way to get her out of your body." With something, "You promise?" With pretty much, of course, Laura just looking at her, saying, "I promise." Remember, I don't break my promises. I promised us to get a way out of the island, didn't I? With Sam just chuckling a bit, which kind of took her out of her stupor of like her nightmare. With pretty much Sam saying, "Thanks. I'm just scared that I might do something stupid because of this." With pretty much, uh, what was it? Sorry, I literally lost my. But pretty much, she doesn't want to hurt anybody because she felt anger, like she was being corrupted from the inside out. She didn't know how to stop it, and she doesn't know if she can for any longer because she feels weaker. With Laura saying, "Look, I'll go do some research on what can stop a soul and or trap it or whatever, and I will not stop until I find it. Understood? I promise." With pretty much, of course, Sam just thanking Laura and then just says, "Is it okay if I can go home or somewhere I can lock myself in and make sure I don't do anything stupid?" With, of course, Laura saying, don't worry. You will not do anything stupid. I promise. With, of course, then we skip to Sam getting back to both of their apartments, with pretty much Izuku waiting, saying, so, with pretty much Sam walking past Izuku, with Izuku pretty much being a bit worried with the face he saw Sam make, with pretty much him saying, is there anything wrong? What happened? With pretty much Laura just explaining the whole thing of what, like, pretty much the whole breakdown that Sam had, and pretty much about her maybe being thinking that a bit of what was her name? Pretty much Himiko? Yeah, I think it was Himiko. Himiko's soul possessing a bit of the Himiko soul possessing in Sam's body, and pretty much her telling him that maybe and it's slowly corrupting Sam. Izuku saying, if that's true, we're gonna have to study then. With pretty much saying, I'll help you. With pretty much Laura saying, no, you cannot. Remember, you have school, so you have to be responsible. With Izuku saying, but I can hold that back, and we can. With, of course, Laura saying, look, Izuku, you have an incredible heart of gold, and I'm happy you have that, but remember, you shouldn't be involved in this life, because it's the world of with Izuku stopping her saying, yes, it's the world of adults, and I shouldn't be involved in it, because it is something that only you adults should do. I don't care. I want to help her, because she's my aunt. Even, I don't care what you say, I'm gonna help her, no matter what. Even if I'm gonna have to do it in secret. You don't know when I'm gonna study for that. I won't tell you even if I am now or then, or even if I was studying from the very beginning. With Laura just chuckling, saying, "You're so stubborn." With Izuku saying, just giving me that smirk, saying, "And who do you think gave it to me? Gave me that stubbornness, huh?" With Laura saying, "Are you sure you're not my son biological son?" With Izuku saying, "I don't know. Maybe the hair. I think the hair is the thing that sets us apart." With pretty much both of them just laughing, and of course, Sam just smiles and says, "Well, seems the kid has a spark in him." But then instantly she hears a voice in her head saying, "Shh, that insolent brat. He's the one that made my body dissolve into nothing but ashes. I shall break it. I shall snap his neck. We shall kill him for the injustice he gave us. Because of his this impudent child. He messed up everything. He should be killed for what he has done. Our soul has been trapped for millennia, and we shall not be stopped." And pretty much like the voice kind of changes, like, like to demonic, to a female voice, like constantly. So basically, Sam just tells her, like, quietly tells her, "Shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up. Leave me alone, leave me alone. Shut up, shut up, shut up. You won't do anything. I won't let you hurt my nephew." Pretty much, And basically, she says, "Oh, you insolent, insolent, idiotic, naive woman. I don't need your consent." With, of course, Sam scared, she pretty much asked Lara if she can give her some handcuffs. And really sturdy ones, too. With Lara saying, "What's wrong, Sam?" With, of course, Sam saying, "It's her. Something tells me that she might take control of me without me knowing it. I heard her talking about hurting Izuku. And pretty much she starts looking at her hands and like just imagining the blood and getting a vision of just murdering Izuku in his bed. Pretty much filled with blood and with a knife, killing him in his sleep with Izuku's eyes looking in shock, like he was registering, like he was cut by his on the neck. With pretty much Laura saying, "Okay, I will get them, but please be careful. I don't want you to." With Sam saying, "You shouldn't worry about me. You should worry about him." Pretty much looking at Izuku because Izuku's also listening to this, and of course he knows that his Aunt Sam won't ever hurt him, not even in a million years. So he knows that he has to act fast, and he says, "I'll be in my room. I'll be doing homework, even though I hate it, and it's really easy." Pretty much, he goes to his room. He does the homework, but what he didn't tell her. Of course, he told her that he would like study in secret, even without her permission. And of course, that's what Izuku is doing. He's studying in secret about legends and myths about something able to capture the soul of evil spirits or any type of spirits, you know? So he's searching and researching everything. That's what and pretty much he has a bit of a schedule, pretty much pretty much doing homework, going to school, pretty much like, and pretty much studying if any free time, like in lunch, uh, break, he sometimes goes to the library and research anything he can, like myths and legends. So yeah. Anyways, yeah. Wait, sorry. And basically, as canon for Lara, she does like research and pretty much finds someone called Ares, the 10,000 Immortals, and pretty much it's like and she says, "Huh, sounds like a cult." And pretty much and pretty much she figured out it's like someone who has a knowledge in the spirit in like of spiritual transference, you know. And before you say anything, yes, I'm kind of reading off of something right now because I did not know there was a book until like I just like see it. I was like, what? There was a book about it? So yeah, I'm not reading from the book directly, so yeah. Let's just say I'm seeing it from a source. Won't say what, but yeah. And pretty much she's hoping that maybe this person has some way that would help Sam, and of course returning to her old self before it's too late. So basically, so yeah. Before you say anything, yes, I know that, and pretty much it says here that Sam doesn't know who Lara, or pretty much she has amnesia of everything. Remember, different story, my what if. So basically, um, sorry, um, ah, yes. But anyways, pretty much Laura was able to figure out where he is, but before she could go, Sam pretty much wakes up, and pretty much Laura says, "Oh, Sam, you're awake." And pretty much she notices that instead of having the dark little parts over under her eyes, she sees Sam looks healthier and more happy for some reason. And that kind of put Lara on edge. And by the way, Izuku's at school, so he's still kind of like researching of what he can do to help with Sam's situation. With pretty much Lara goes up to her saying, "Sam, are you okay?" Of course, Sam ignores her and pretty much says, "Sam, Sam, I'm talking to you," and pretty much grabs her shoulder. With that, instantly, the woman just pretty much grabs her and says, "I am not Sam. I am Himiko." With Lara saying, "Himiko?" And pretty much, just says, "Okay then, Himiko, do you know where you are?" With Himiko saying, "No, I remember being unconscious. Then I woke up here. Why?" Are you here to kidnap me? Are you my kidnapper? Lara's saying, no, I'm your roommate, actually, and you are in the hospital because you were in a coma for 3 months. And then you woke up and you told me to take you home for some reason, and you fell asleep at your room. Pretty much points at the door that she left open. With Himiko saying, oh, well then. Huh. I didn't know. That's quite odd. With, of course, pretty much Lara just seeing this, maybe she because of the trauma, and due to a bit of the spirit being in Sam, let's just say this is kind of a bit of a different person, like the personality disorder. Think of it as that, where Sam kind of got a different personality in its quote-unquote Himiko. So yes, and it's not the Queen Himiko. No, 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 no. It's not the one that's like, oh, I'll rule the world. No, 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 no. It's not the evil spirit. No. So basically, it's another personality that took the name of Himiko, but it isn't her. And it's like I know there was like these different. I forgot what they were called, where the people have like the personality disorder. But basically, it's like the Guardian. You can say Himiko is the Guardian for the trauma and stuff. With pretty much yes, yes, like the one with where the amnesia Himiko in the book. Pretty basically, I'm gonna make her into a personality, and she's gonna be permanent. Just letting you guys know. But it's not gonna be the same as the Himiko of the spirit. But I'm kind of talking over everything. But anyways, let's continue. Basically, Himiko asked, so, who is Sam, if I may ask? With Lara kind of looking at her, confusing. Huh? That's you. With Himiko saying, huh? No, my name is Himiko. What do you mean? Pretty much, Lara says, wait here. Basically, she goes to the room, Sam's room, and gets the wallet that's left on the little counter. And basically, gives her the wallet, and pretty much says, open it and you'll see an ID card. And read out the name. Basically, she saw it and pretty much the whole thing, and read the whole name out loud, saying, sorry, wait, let me just, Samantha Nishimura, there it is. With then pretty much seeing her own face, saying, huh? How is this possible? But my name is Himiko, though. With pretty much, Laura just pretty much pretending to be in a thinking pose, saying, maybe you're a personality? With Himiko looking at Laura, saying, what do you mean? Do you know people that have, like, different personalities as, I think they were called pillars or pedestals. I don't remember what people with that, I'm not gonna be rude, but pretty much the people that has that, I don't know what it's called. Is it called a mental thing? I think that mental thing that they have, I'm not trying to be rude, but basically that mental thing that they have, I don't know what it's called. Is it pedestals or pillars? Please correct me in this, because I really don't know. I have very little knowledge of this. I mostly just saw it from movies and just a few books of this, or manhwas to say. But basically, yes. I think I'm saying, so you're saying that in a way, I'm a personality of this Sam, with pretty much Laura just playing along, saying, yes, it's possible. I didn't know what she went through, but when you came back from your expedition, you did look quite how do you say, traumatized. With pretty much Himiko just saying, that makes sense. I see now. So that means I'm a bit of I'm a personality that she made up to make her to calm down, and she wasn't able to handle whatever traumatized her. That makes sense. But will you tell her about this? With pretty much Laura just saying, I don't think so. I think she will have to learn that on her own. But she did tell me that the name Himiko itself kind of startled her. Even just me asking who Himiko was. with, of course, Himiko, the personality, like the different person, basically asks, hmm, may I ask why? With Laura saying, no, but I can tell you who Himiko was. Well, the person of the legends, anyways. And basically, she tells her about the Himiko, about the Sun Queen and stuff like that. She didn't tell her about the Sun Queen spirit and stuff, but basically, yeah. With the personality, Himiko says, interesting. And she pretty much says, okay then, I shall do my best to protect Sam at anytime I can or will. With, of course, Lara saying, you already accepted of what you are. That's impressive. With, of course, Himiko saying, there's no situation for me to argue about it, but yes. I shall do my best to protect Samantha from this whatever trauma she has gone through. I shall do my best. And pretty much think of Himiko as this like loyal guard, kind of, like from some manhwas or like mangas you see and like the fantasy thing where this loyal guard is a bit like too loyal. You know what I mean? As a way of like a nanny. Think of her. She's gonna be kind of like the nanny, but also the guardian. But yeah, I'm getting too ahead of myself. But anyways, yes, basically that. So, anyways, I'm gonna leave it there. Yes, it's short, but anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. Please put out some of the things in the comments to see of what do you think. Is this a good idea or not? I hope you guys enjoy and tell me if you like the idea. Anyways, but yeah, take care. Anyways, bye.